So there's this game called Lethal Company, which is incredibly popular at the moment, and it was even more popular a few weeks ago, even a few months ago. If you don't know what it is a co-op game with up to 4 people, where your aim is to collect scraps from abandoned planets. These planets have buildings that you have to enter and look through in order to find the scraps that you're supposed to sell. You have to be careful when you enter these buildings, however, as there are monsters that can kill you, and you also have to make sure that you reach a certain quota. Otherwise, the company that have hired you, they will decide that they do not want you and will choose to kill your team off, forcing you to start again. What no one is talking about is how this game is actually perfect for people trying to learn new languages. Now, I will mention that this game has one problem that you kind of have to figure out the solution to yourself if you're planning to use it as a language learning game. I'll talk more about this at the end, but now back to how you can use it for language learning. So this is a co-op game with a heavy focus on communication, and you have to talk to your teammates and plan out who has what responsibility. The consequences for dying are that you lose everything that you were currently carrying, and that your team gets a penalty applied to their current amount of credits, which is the currency that you use to buy upgrades. A lot of these deaths can be avoided by having proper communication. Now, provided that you already know the basics of a language. This could be a great game to play with people that already speak your target language, provided that you don't get too scared. Because this is a game that at times gets very creepy.
Holy shit, guys!
Hva gjør det?
Du døde på dødsokken deres!
And you should therefore consider whether it is something that you would want to play at all. As far as I know, it is currently only playable on the computer, but I could be wrong. I haven't actually checked that, but I would definitely suggest using the computer to play, even if it would be available on other consoles. Now, playing a game like this when trying to learn a language is amazing for 2 reasons. Number 1 is that provided that you enjoy the game, you can keep studying for several hours without getting tired or bored. I don't know nearly as many people that are able to study for several hours without a break as I know people that are able to play games for hours on end without taking a break. And despite the fact that you're learning, you're not really spending your time studying, you're just playing a game to enjoy yourself. It just so happens that you end up learning a lot as well while you're playing. Number 2 is that you learn quickly in a way where you're unlikely to make the same mistakes twice. Since if you, for instance, have a tendency to mix up 2 words like left and right, you're probably either getting sent right to your death or you're sending someone else right to their death in what is most likely a very funny way. Now, the more memorable your mistakes are, the more likely you are to learn from them. While there are no long-term consequences to screwing up while playing a game where you are bound to have to reset fairly frequently anyways, you're just as likely to remember a mistake that leads to a funny moment.
I'm gonna do it.
As well, and this game is bound to make both you and your teammates make a lot of funny mistakes. So when looking for ways to learn a language by playing games, it is important to consider how this changes your experience of playing the game itself. If you're playing the game just for fun, then obviously don't add language learning if that makes it so that you don't enjoy playing the game. It is completely fine to just play the game because you enjoy it and play it with your friends. Not everything has to be made into a language learning opportunity, and you have to find a balance if you want to avoid burnout. This video is just meant to be there for those that would want to know how to use this game to learn a new language, if that actually fits within the way that you enjoy learning a language. Now, as I mentioned before, there is a problem that you are likely to encounter when trying to use this game to learn a new language. And you kind of have to find your own solution to this. You're not going to be learning a new language by playing with your friends, like I've been doing in the clips that I've been showing.
What the heck is it? Where is it? I'll join you.
No, det her virker ganske perfekt.
Nei da.
Jeg klarer ikke å komme meg opp.
Klarer du å komme deg tilbake?
Ja, det gjør jeg.
Ok, gå tilbake da.
I'm kind of on try. Nope.
But rather than that, you have to be playing with people that actually speak your target language. Now the game has a bunch of open lobbies that you're free to join, but if you're planning to use it to learn a specific language, I'd say other than English, because most people that you end up encountering at least know how to speak English, then you kind of need a way to find a dedicated group, either already studying the language that you're learning, and then have everyone agree to just speak in the target language playing, or you have to find a group that speak your target language. At the moment, there is no easy way to find a group of players using the language that you are trying to learn, but if an app ever comes out, or if games ever start making dedicated filters that would help in that aspect, then I believe that Lethal Company could be one of the very best games for learning out there. Now, if you don't want to play a game with a group of 4 people to learn a language, but you would really like to just be playing together with one other person, then I have a game that I would suggest for that as well, which I am planning on making a video on, and I also have a game planned for those that would rather learn a language on their own without having to find a language learning partner. If any of those videos sound interesting, then I hope you decide to stick around for the next video. As always, best of luck with your studies, and neck out.